It actually started with my work with street children, because before starting Child and Youth Finance International, I had started Child Helpline in India and internationally. And after more than 150 million phone calls, I realized that one of the main reasons children call is for abuse related reasons. And if you go to the root of that, there are two main reasons: self-confidence and money. These are the two main reasons of exploitation and abuse, and therefore I wanted to do something to prevent that. And that's where the idea emerged. And I started with street children, whom I think are the most entrepreneurial, and therefore that whole concept came in. And what Child and Youth Finance does is very, very simple. It focuses on providing financial and social education to children and providing them access to the formal banking system. One is we work with existing systems and structures. So we enter through an NGO to teach children about money, and we start in primary school, mainly because when you start in primary school, that's where there's 100% enrollment. Try to get the children to save their own money, and there is money. I know we say there's poverty, but in the times of harvest, in many parts, be it Bangladesh, be it any part of Africa, there is money. Try to get them to save small amounts. It can be a cent. And through each cent, give them a choice to say you need to stay on in school. When I started, people said children on less than $1 a day are not going to be able to save. We found that they can save up to 50 cents. It's not a lot, but 50 cents a year, and in some cases $2 to $3. That money is used to get slippers and food to keep them in school. And that is what Child Finance does. What's really important, but we can say that's wonderful, and Aflatun, my other organization, is in 80 countries, reaching 1 million children, and that's really, really going well. Now we've gone to teenagers with MasterCard support, and they are looking at career choices, so some of them can join your program in how they take it forward. But one thing which I learned through all of this was if they didn't actually have their own bank account, they will always remain on the peripheries of poverty. And that's something which I learned, I'd say, a year back, and I was like, if we really want to remove poverty and we want empowerment, we all need to rally into forcing every bank to give every child a savings account when they are in school, and that's what I'm doing now. And next month we have a conference trying to get the banks to do that.
So I bet you're wondering what all this positive women malarkey is about. And so read as much as you can on the website about us. But I wanted just to be able to tell you in person what it is and what it's meant to be doing. The motive behind Positive Women is that through my trips throughout Africa, I've never been more inspired than when I meet these women's groups that have been grown from the utter frustration and desperation from some of the poorest and most vulnerable people in the world. And these groups of people, often women, they come together in this most incredible way, and they make the most enormous changes to their lives, the lives of their families, communities and countries. But these are just often very rural women with basic education and not really any access to the wider community, to the big global world that we all live in. With just a small amount of resources directed in the right way, these people will 100% change their lives and the lives of their countries. You get to make sure that the money that you give goes directly to those people who are changing their world through really simple technology that we're going to be using for reporting exactly the difference your donations make. And so that kind of sums up what Positive Women is. There'll be a lot more of these feeds from these women that I'm talking to you about that have massively inspired me, and I'm 100% sure will inspire you and each other.
LocalGiving is a great new website that allows small local charities to compete on the web with the big charities and receive online donations. It also allows donors to find the one little charity in their area that supports the cause that they really care about.
LocalGiving is intended to benefit the community groups and small local charities which community foundations are there to support and serve. LocalGiving came about through serendipity. Marcelle and I met, and we both had visions about what we wanted to do to support local charities.
I think small charities are really under risk. In fact, 1 in 6 of them have already said they're wondering how they can go on.
There's been an enormous growth in online giving, and the big charities have access to the technology to be able to raise money online, whereas the small ones don't.
And probably the more important thing is the fact that about 50% of their work is funded by government, and there's going to be government cuts, as we all know, and that's going to seriously affect small charities.
LocalGiving will support small charities by enabling them to be able to market what they do, giving them a profile so that they can attract donors in their community who want to support the great work that they do.
These web tools will also give them marketing ability online. It'll allow them to get in touch with their donors, raise their profile, let people know about the great things that they're doing.
I'm passionate about supporting local charities because I think donors like to see the impact of their money. They like to see their donations being used effectively, and as a result they become more engaged, and by becoming more engaged they give more. Donors will be able to trust the groups that they're giving to, because those groups have been vetted by the community foundations, and the community foundations in turn are part of a national network with a quality assurance system that's been approved by the Charity Commission. It's one of the ways in which donors can be really confident that their money will be used really well in their communities.
We've done a pilot in 8 community foundation areas. We've also made sure that all the systems are really working and are really robust, especially the payment side of things, which is so important. I want LocalGiving to be raising at least as much money as Just Giving raises every year, which is 200 million.